What's going on, guys? It's Lomax here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my Gaige leveling guide. I'm going to give you, I guess, some advice, so to speak, when you're playing Gaige. If you don't know how to level her, this might help you. Hopefully it does. Anyways, we're going to start off by getting Deathtrap. It's Gaige's action skill. She summons a robot known as Deathtrap, and Deathtrap attacks things. It's pretty useful in normal mode in TVHM, but not so much in UVHM. More, I'd say, utility-based in UVHM. But we kind of need it. So, next we're going to get 1 point in Anarchy. And if you have never used Anarchy and you're playing Gaige, I do not know what to say, because it's Gaige's best skill. Gives her an insane amount of damage. I mean, I guess there are people who are adamant about not playing with it, but it gives her so much damage. 1.75% damage for every stack you have. You can start at 150 and go to 600 with the right class mod. It's... just get it. The only time it's a problem is if you reload. If you don't have Discord, then you lose all your stacks. But you get stacks anytime you reload, when your mag is empty or if you kill something. So keep killing things and don't reload until you have to. Basically how you play with Anarchy. Alright, after we get that, we're going to get 5 points in Cooking Up Trouble. And this is one of Gaige's healing skills. I think it's really, really good early when, you know, you don't really have much to heal with. You don't have Moxie weapons or anything like that. All you really have is health vials. So having this can help, especially if you're doing a 1 life. I highly recommend it. I would go, you know, this skill before anything else. Sometimes I'll even do this before Anarchy, because you don't really need the damage in normal mode, but it's, yeah, it helps to have damage. But once we get that, we're going to go back to the Ordered Chaos tree, and we're going to get 4 points in Smaller, Later, Faster, which is going to increase our reload speed and reduce our mag size, which is really good for building Anarchy. I mean, it's not a huge decrease. I don't know why it's hovering over Anarchy. There we go. Yeah, it's not a huge decrease in mag size, so it's not super helpful, but the reload speed is nice. After we do that, we're going to do Blood-Soaked Shields. And putting 5 points in Blood-Soaked Shields is going to give our shield back completely. It's going to restore it completely whenever we kill something, at the cost of 5% of your current health. But again, if you have Cooking Up Trouble, you're regenerating your health. So, I say that's a win. Alright. Once we get Blood-Soaked Shields, we're going to go down to Discord. And Discord is really, really good for a couple reasons. As you can see, increased fire rate, the accuracy is... it's there. It doesn't really matter when you have a lot of stacks, but... you also get some health regen, but the reason it's good is because you do not lose all your stacks when you reload. They slowly decrease, but you don't lose them all outright. So, it's really nice to have if you're like a chronic reloader or something, and you can't help it. So you don't accidentally lose all your stacks. You'll lose maybe like 10, and then you'll catch yourself, hopefully. But we're pretty much done with this tree for now. After I, you know, get these skills, I like to go back to the Best Friends Forever tree. And we're going to do Close Enough. And what Close Enough will do is it will ricochet your bullets towards enemies. So, you know, it's a way to compensate for the horrible accuracy that Anarchy brings. It's not really super necessary at 150 stacks, but when you get to, you know, higher levels, couple hundred stacks, then it's really, really nice to have, especially with certain guns like a fibber or shotguns. So, again, it ricochets bullets at enemies and causes them to do reduced damage, but again, that damage is still buffed because of Anarchy. So once we do Close Enough, we're going to go down to the Better Half, and this skill's kind of weird because it's better with large mag sizes, because you get a fire rate bonus for, you know, the second half of your magazine, up to 60% with no class mod, as you can see. But you ideally want to have, you know, as little of a mag size as you can with Gaige, at least if you're trying to build Anarchy, so it's kind of weird. But I always get it, because fire rate is never a bad thing. So we're kind of getting close to the point where Gaige skills fall off a bit. I sometimes like to go Buck Up. I think it's, you know, it's not a bad skill. I'm going to throw a point in there. But be aware that if you're playing co-op with a Zero or a Krieg or something, or even a Sal with a Rough Rider, it's either going to be useless or harmful to, you know, a Zero who's trying to keep their red shield down, or a Krieg's doing the same thing. But, yeah, this is where I kind of always wonder what to do with Gaige, so I mean, I have something planned for the video, but, you know, a lot of our skills just don't scale well into VHM. We're not at that point yet, but we're getting there. We're gonna go now and put some points into pre-shrunk Cyberpunk. You can put as many as you want in. I'll put just like a couple in, because I want to get down to here eventually. So, I think it's good here. This increases your Anarchy stack cap. And then Typecast Iconoclast is really good because it allows you to gain stacks faster. If you can like pre-stack, it's not really that important, but if you're trying to stack in combat, it's nice to have. And then I'll always go here, which gives you, instead of getting 1 stack, you know, if you start from 0 stacks, instead of getting 1 stack, you automatically get 25, so that's another good thing to have in combat. But again, if you're pre-stacking, you don't need this skill or this skill. And then I'll go down to the nth degree. I like using this skill. Every, as it says, 5th bullet that hits an enemy will reflect towards another nearby enemy. I think it's a pretty good skill, especially when you have a lot of damage. Nice. And we'll just go ahead and throw another point here. But this is always the point where I just don't know where to throw these last 24 whatever points. So, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go down to, I think we're going to get sharing is caring. So we're going to get Fancy Mathematics, which is going to give us an decreased shield recharge delay and increased shield recharge rate, so we get our shields back faster. And then we'll throw a point into here. This is not a bad skill. It keeps Deathtrap up longer whenever you kill something, and gives it more melee damage. The melee damage isn't super useful. I mean, maybe it is with a lot of stacks, but it's more just to keep him up and keep him tanking. And then I like to go Unstoppable Force. It's not particularly useful, but it's fun to run fast whenever you kill something. So, we'll just do that. And then we'll throw a point into Sharing is Caring, which gives Deathtrap a copy of your shield. This can be really useful with something like a Flame of a Firehawk or a Hide of Terramorphous. You know, something like that. It's not really useful for a B, because Deathtrap's not going to do damage with a B. It's just going to do its normal melee damage. And as for the last 12 points, we'll just go points here into more pep. It can help you slag more. I don't find it really effective. This whole tree I find just kind of ineffective, and I'll experiment with it sometimes. I'll maybe get this skill, but I think if you're new to Gaige, this is probably your best bet. Then Mylan 2 will also give you an increased shield capacity. And then you can throw your last 2 points into Strength of 5 Gorillas. I mean, as long as you have Anarchy close enough, a lot of these skills and some of these in here, then you're fine. I think that's the core Gaige skills. Those are the core Gaige skills. But yeah, I think this tree hopefully will help you out. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time.